And hello everyone. Well, it's time to discuss all the latest news from the world of rhythmic gymnastics. There are some quite interesting and also scandalous ones, which have definitely made noise in the media. So today we will discuss why Irina Viner considers Olympic champion idiots, opinion about gift for the Averins sisters at the meeting with Putin, the latest news about Russia's complaints about judging at the Olympics, problems with the upcoming World Championship, and many more interesting things. Many countries are currently hosting the National Championship, where the selection for the World Championship is happening. That will take place at the end of October in Japan. Thus, a national tournament was held in Belarus, where Alina Gornosko won the gold medal. By the way, a very interesting interview with the bronze medalist was released on the Belarusian channel. She talked about her sports career, the Olympics, and the preparation for it. Well, in general, the interview turned out to be very interesting. Anastasia Salas, another participant of the Olympiad, won the silver medal of the championship, and Irina Krasnorodska won the bronze. Also, the gymnasts competed for the medals of the individual apparatus, and the medals were played among juniors, where Alina Rechkina won gold. So, according to the results of the tournament, Alina and Anastasia will perform at the World Championship. In general, in Japan we will see a lot of gymnasts who participated in the Olympic Games. For example, Zohra Akhamirova from Azerbaijan, Mariana Kalain from Bulgaria, gymnast of Japan Chosaki Oiva and Kita Sumira, Victoria Naprienko and Kristina Pogranichna, gymnast of Ukraine, as well as Italian gymnast Milana Moltasari and Alexandra Ajurjikoles. Well, of course, we are waiting for Dina and Arina Averins, most of all Japan, and also other gymnasts who took part in the Olympics. In addition to the participant of the Olympic Games, other athletes from the top countries will perform, since in Japan the country can exhibit up to 3 athletes, so we will see Italian gymnast Sofia Raffaelli and Japanese gymnast Kaha Minagawa. By the way, there was information about Dina and Arina that they might not get to Japan for the World Championship, since the team didn't have visas at that time. However, this moment was quickly settled. In interviews, which was unrelated to rhythmic gymnastics, it was written that if there is an official invitation for the World Championship, these visas are usually made quickly, and there is definitely no sense to panic. In any case, the documents would have been done. Well, after the official lists were published, many people had questioned why Lala Kramarenko wouldn't perform at the World Championship and why, if she was originally planned to be taken. Now only Averina sisters are in the application. I have 2 opinions on this topic. The first one is of course the most obvious thing, is that the girls are simply given a chance to win back for the Olympics and perform with all 4 apparatus like it was in the Olympics. And if there are 3 gymnasts from the country, then someone will have to do not 4 exercises but less, since according to the regulations of this year, gymnasts must perform 8 exercises from the country. Well, the second thought is that the choice fell on Averina sisters, so that the girls had a chance to make a mistake, since only 18 people from the usual 24 will go to the all-round finals. Then the chance of getting into finals decreases, and if someone will fail one of the 3 exercises, then the probability of getting into the finals will be lower. This is a kind of safety net for the girls, so that they worry less and have less responsibility and the right to make mistake in one of the exercises. In general, with their experience, they probably not going to make many mistakes. I think for Dina and Arina, such decision by the head coach is even in their favor, so they don't need to very much. By the way, a curious moment due to the fact that 18 people are going to the all-round finals this year, are an option with the pandemic and financial difficulties in federations. Many top countries refuse to take 3 gymnasts, and only 2 will represent countries, although there are undoubtedly those who use the opportunities to the fullest and give the right to perform to younger girls and gain experience at the competition of this level. Quite sad news has happened in the world of rhythmic gymnastics. Georgian gymnast Salome Pajava has announced her retirement. An amazing gymnast who has pleased us for many years. She made a lot of fans to fall in love with her. For me personally, she was definitely become an idol. After the pandemic, it was noticeable that she couldn't rise to her level, and this period didn't affect her very well. Probably this season with the Olympics in 2016 was more successful for her, except for the injury due to which she couldn't perform to her maximum at the Rio. But I'm insanely glad that she made it to the second Olympics in her career. And judging by the news, remains in gymnastics and will now be engaged in administrative and organizational work. So Salome is with us, and thank you for a wonderful career and positive emotions. Well, another curious moment. Alina Kabaeva on December 17th and 18th will organize an experimental tournament, which will be held according to the rules of 2004 and 2005. According to the head coach of the Russian national team, Irina Viner, gymnasts who took part in the Olympics are invited to the tournament. One gymnast will be represented from each country, and the girls will perform with 5 apparatus: rope, hoop, ball, clubs, and ribbon. To be honest, I don't know what will come of it, but according to the announcements, it seems to me there will be a cool show. And how do you think? I'm waiting for your opinion in the comments. For those who are interested in how are going there with the feeling of a complaint from the All-Russian Federation of Rhythmic Gymnastics about judging in Tokyo, I'm going to tell you now. Alina Kabaeva wrote to the president of the International Gymnastics Federation, Marina Watanabe, with a request to disclose all information about the judging. What seems strange to me, because Alina writes that Dina's average score for the ribbon exercise is higher and Lena is lower, and Dina should win. In general, of course, I thought that the medal is determined by the sum of the all apparatus, but for some reason, in the latter, Alina has a claim only to the ribbon, in which Dina seems to have won. In general, to be honest, I didn't understand the joke, what kind of the letter it was, and what it proves with the scores. About publishing a detailed analysis from the International Federation, then it would be cool, but the claims like Dina's scores for the ribbon are higher, so she should win, are strange. The only thought that I have is that Alina didn't watch the Olympics and may not be even fully aware of what happened, given that we often hear from the Olympic champions that they do not follow gymnastics and competition, and considering what post she now holds, she might not know the new rules of rhythmic gymnastics. One of the advantages of this scandal is that we began to hear at least something about Alina Kabaeva, because for some period of time she disappeared from the informational field, and once she appears, I hope that she will again organize the traditional festival called Alina, which was held annually before the pandemic. Now to the news that has probably become the most discussed and the most controversial in the recent time. Artur Dalaloyan, Olympic champion in artistic gymnastics, spoke about the cars that was presented to the sister Averins. For those who missed this moment, Dina and Arina won silver at the Olympics. However, by the decision of the president, she was given a car as a gift to Olympic champions, and Irina Averina took the 4th place and was given a card as a 3rd. In this regard, one of the interviews, Artur Dalaloyan said that initially he was surprised, and despite the fact that in his opinion the girls deserve it, but on the other hand, it is unfair to those athletes who also for some reason, due to the bad luck, injuries or controversial judging, didn't get into the prize winners, but the president didn't mention them, unlike the Averins sisters. He also added that it's very insulting for the girls, but this is the decision of the judges, and usually it is not accepted to argue with them, and judges at the Olympics are not random people. After that, the anger of Irina Viner fell on him, who apparently read only the headlines of the news or didn't read it at all, and was simply told that Artur has condemned the gymnast. And then Irina Viner, without choosing expression, called him an idiot. Adding that the president decided to give Dina a car, then why would someone argue about it? This attack, of course, increased interest in the topic and attracted attention to the rhythmic gymnastics, but let's look at the facts. Artur didn't say anything bad to the sisters and in general spoke as carefully as possible about this, and his opinion about the fact that the girls didn't deserve cars is quite logical. If you remember, there was a moment in gymnastics in Tokyo when athletes scored the same number of points, but the gold medal wasn't given to a Russian athlete, and I was still saying at that moment how tactfully and cool athletes behave without arguing with judges, without swearing with anyone, and without calling anyone names. I'm sure that it would be better if Irina Viner herself presented Averina with these cars and not publicly make such offerings from the president. And why on earth president knows this only rhythmic gymnastics at all? Because if you believe the media, unfair judging was also in other sports. Why gymnastics suddenly became such a special sport is not clear to me personally. And another point, if you believe in unfair judging in relation to Averins, I'm not saying anything right now because I know that everyone has different opinion on this, but I always try to understand both sides and understand what is true from this. And if we take into account that Dina was sued, then why was Arina given a car? Because she became the fourth at all and made a rather gross mistake with the replacement of the ribbon and with the run, and with which she couldn't become the third. Of course, I don't want to condemn their gifts, but purely for people who follow all this, it seems to me it would be more correct if we mark Dina as the winner in her country than to give such gift to Arina, not as a prize winner of the Olympics. And in general, Artur's words are very close to me, but Irina Viner's reaction as an adult, intelligent and well-mannered person seems very strange. Write in the comments what you think about this conflict and what do you think was the right thing to do. Well, I have enough information for you now. See you in the next video, and remember that I love you all very much, and bye bye.